Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Lies of P comprehensive walkthrough series. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 16, let's get cracking through. We've got to head down this section and take out a boss. It's quite a tricky boss. And we have a riddle to answer, and we've got 2 lies to do as well. So, let's get pushing on through. This particular section just here is mostly just slice and dice. We do get a bunch of dimensional butterflies. So on this part of the game, it's basically the game is being quite generous, and it's giving us all the upgrade materials for free. So, you know, this is like the game's or the game developers' way of saying, like, we're getting close to the end of the game now, so here's all these upgrade materials. Make sure that you're upgrading your weapons. So that's basically what that's doing there. Got to be careful of this trap on the floor. He says as he just gets shot by the trap. But yeah, maybe roll the opposite way to what I rolled. I rolled right. Perhaps roll left instead. Anyway, we'll smash on through. So yeah, there's just lots of sort of like slicing and dicing here. Stepped on a trap there by accident. Upgrade materials, like I say. Another trap there. We'll grab that. I'm not sure if the lamp is on. I'm pretty sure the lamp is on, but it just looks a bit dark. No, it was definitely on. There we go. Yeah, I tend to keep that on all the time because a lot of the time in this game it is quite dark. Alright, so just as we head down here, just be super careful because this enemy can pack a massive punch. He hits really hard. We're going to flame on. And just back up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use the Fable Arts attack. Hopefully don't get cancelled out of it. Charged R2. So, as you can see, this guy could probably take us out in about 2 or 3 hits. So need to be super careful on this enemy. He doesn't respawn, so once he's defeated, that's it done. Like I say, we just took 2 hits there, and that's pretty much all of our health. Gotta be super careful. I'm just trying to get the charged attacks in where we can do, and then just back up. Make sure to play it safe with your heals and stuff. You could also use puppet string, which could come in handy on this guy, because if you hold down L2 it kind of throws us up into the air, which, as you can see, you can sometimes avoid attacks by doing that. So yeah, use that to your advantage if you are rocking puppet string as well. I've just completely forgot to put Hunter's thing back on. So Iron Wall amulet that we just got is also really good, by the way. Just going to throw that out there. So it's just increased physical damage reduction, which is, you know, you just take less damage from physical attacks, which is mostly all attacks in the game. So, you know, that's useful. What we're rocking here, I wanted to put Hunters on. So we've got 57% on carry weight, Hunter's amulet. We could get another amulet slot via the P organ, which we may do, so we can eventually pop on 4 amulets. But yeah, on this particular section we're basically just working our way down. Normal weapon in that chest, by the way. If you're going for all normal weapons, then feel free to grab that bad boy. And we've got a boss fight at the end of this section. We've got a riddle to do here. On this riddle, I think we can choose any option. I don't think it actually matters. Just checking my notes. It's just saying, is Geppetto's creation a killer? Yes or no? I think on this one you can basically choose any. And then if you say no, I believe it gives you a box. Yes, it is a box. So with this box, you basically just go to your inventory and use it, But just make sure you've got some health before you use it. I'm pretty sure it takes some health off you or something to do with your health. So just make sure your health is like topped up first, and then you use it. Ah, there we go. And you get the Trinity key either way. So whatever option you press there, you will get the Trinity key. But I think if you press no, you have to get this decay. You have to open the box, then get decay. So I'm just going to restore the weapon here, wait for decay to go, heal up. Looks like we've got some friends. There we go. I'm not sure if they just kind of like wait if you aggro them, if you're on the phone, which is quite nice of them just to be quite courteous to us there, so awesome. Right, so yeah, like I say, in this section, nothing too crazy, it's just like slice and dice. The base game is kind of like building its way towards the end. So be careful here. This guy's on a mission. Yeah, so the base game is kind of like working its way towards the end at this point. There's a couple of bits and bobs that we can grab by like making jumps and falling off ledges and stuff. So I guess we'll go for this one first. The jump can be a little bit tricky. We have not made the jump. That's fine, we'll go back up in a sec. Jump too soon there. Charged R2. Gonna use the Fable. We got punched out of it. Charged R2. There we go. A couple of cheeky attacks. There we go. We have to go up these ladders a couple of times anyway, because there's like various items to grab. Just gonna use a pulse cell. Be careful here because I think there's a dog that's somewhere around here as well. So we'll just do a cleanup of this area, grab all the bits and bobs. I'm not going to jump into the boss fight straight away. The boss fight is down that section, but let's just get all the stuff first. So this boss fight coming up is the Black Rabbit Brotherhood version 2. It's essentially the same-ish as the first one, but I'm pretty sure all of the enemies are there like at exactly the same time. So we've got Half Moon staying there. Back up ladders again. I think, I'm just trying to remember, I think the eldest of the Brotherhood like joins the fight later, so you have like the three enemies and then the fourth one kind of jumps in a little bit later. So Half Moon staying there and then back again. Yeah, so you versus 3 enemies and then the sort of taller boss jumps in later. So if memory serves, I think what triggers the final enemy to kind of like join the party is when there's like one enemy remaining. So what you can do is like, I don't know if you've seen my Bloodborne boss guides. I've done a boss guide. Well, I've done boss guides for loads and loads of games, hundreds and hundreds of boss guides on my channel. There's one for Shadows of Yharnam on Bloodborne, and there's like a specific part of the health bar that you have to try and get the health to that like triggers the boss to go into its next phase. It's a little bit similar with this upcoming fight, kind of. I think what triggers the last enemy to join the party is when there's like one enemy remaining, and then the boss jumps in. Just checking we've got all the bits and bobs here before we dive in. So we've got all the quest lines and stuff. Did we use all the quartz? Yes, we did. I'm just going to check the NPCs before we proceed. Get the Fable bars back by standing still for a sec in the training room. Check your weapons are upgraded. So we've got +5, and then we've got +10 rapier as well. So for this fight, the bosses are all classed as human, so Acid is going to be our best friend here. I think what we'll do is do the Old Faithful, pop back to the Malum district, and we'll prepare for this fight. We just want loads of throwables as per usual. Also, video game warriors, if these videos are helping you out and you're enjoying them and stuff, please do pop the video a like. I'll be very, very grateful. You can also use your hype vote on YouTube nowadays, so please do hype the video if you want to, you know, help push the video out to new video game warriors. I would be super grateful if you do. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well. However, let's take a look at what we can buy then. So I'm just going to do the Old Faithful and just try and buy, like, you know, 7 of each thing if it's required, which I think we do need. So I'm trying to buy like 7 of the throwables. We've got some shot ports, buy a saw blade perhaps. How's the abrasives looking? They look fine. That should be fine, I think. So if we look at what we've got all the throwables, we've got some shot ports, we've got some fire. What I would actually go for on this fight is acid. So because they're human enemies, they'll be weak to acid. And then their secondary weakness will be fire, and then the third I think is electric. So we'll be focusing on acid, then we'll be focusing on fire, then we'll be focusing on electric. So that is that. We don't have any gold coin fruit to pick. We should change the special grindstone to acid, and then we just want to check what our amulets are as well. So let's have a look at that. So what was I just about to do? Special grindstone is the answer. So that wants to be acid. Look at your amulets. We don't really want hunters on for this fight. Technically you could have it on if you want to get extra ergo for killing the bosses, but if you want to make the bosses easier, you're probably going to want something different on than hunters. So perhaps, like, you could have health regen, which would be quite useful, to be totally fair. You could also have on inflict increased damage to humans. I think we'll go for that, because that will come in useful on all of those enemies. We've got nameless ones for more pulse cells. Well, increased chance of having more pulse cells. Increased stamina, recovery speed. We could ideally do with, like, pumping one of these 3 on, to be totally fair, but it puts us to 63%, and I'm not sure we can level up enough to get more capacity at this point. Have a look. Just going to use some of those. Let's try. So that's 28. Plus is at 56. We're level 70 for this fight. I think that should be fine, to be totally fair. But yeah, we probably could do with a few more points into health. But we're not really too far away from the grind spot, so I'm trying to get us to like a grinding area, which will help out where if you wanted to get some extra levels and stuff. So other than that, let's prepare ourselves, jump into the action here. So we're going to head over to the boss. Also, video game warriors, I have released my own video game on Steam. It's called Loki the Lynx 2D platformer collectathon. We got to collect shiny coins and keys. I've put in Steam achievements. There's loads of levels, characters, you know, friends to rescue, bad guys to fight and stuff. So please do check out Loki the Lynx on Steam. I'll be very, very grateful if you do. Thank you so much. Okay, so other than that, we can just run straight down, I think, and jump straight into the action. Just making sure we're set up first, because we've also got a cube, so we're going to use HP regen cube. And jump into it. I'm going to basically just skip all the enemies and stuff. Just go straight towards the boss fight. Like I mentioned earlier, the last brother will join this when there's only one remaining. So we're going to try and dwindle their health down a little bit so there's like 2 left. So we're going to try and dwindle it down so there's 2 left, and both of those 2 have low health, so that we can take out the final 2 really quickly. So let's jump into it. Acid on. Use puppet string. Going to use Fable. And ideally we want to have like acid applied to the enemies at most times if possible. So we're just going to focus on this guy for now. Probably going to go for the cube to help out here. We need to heal up. That was close. Ideally I want to puppet string if possible. Okay, we'll focus on this one. So acid is still on the sword. Back up a little bit here. Puppet string if possible. We got the... didn't intend for that one, but we'll take it. Standard attacks there. Going to heal up. We need to watch out for decay as well. Need to heal up. It's going to be close. Nice. So we need to get some... Need to be careful here so we don't get overwhelmed. I'm just going to play it safe and get behind something to keep us a bit safer. Backstabs can also be our friends here, so don't forget you can backstab. I'm going to try and take this guy out if possible. There we go. So that's that. We could do with, I think, putting the weapon durability up a little bit. And then we'll focus on the throwables in a sec. So we'll go for fire. There we go. So he's on fire. Good stuff. And then we'll do a little bit of damage there. Back up a little bit. I'm going to focus on this one for a sec, and then because we want to bring her health down a little bit more. There we go. So that is that. I'm going to pulse that up. We've also got the Legion arm doing its thing. So cancel her out of that. I'm going to be careful of the other brother joining the fight, which he will do in just a sec. Take this guy out. Get behind this because he's about to do a crazy wombo combo. So you can use this to hide from certain attacks. And I'm going to use throwables to help us out here. Hide behind that. Throwables to the rescue. I'm going to use the acid throwables. And again. I blocked too soon there. I'm going to go for shot put. Try for a charged R2. Heal up. I'm going to back up, go for Saw Blade here. Let them do their thing. Get behind the thingy. Charged R2. Do have some more throwables. There we go, we should be able to get the fatal from behind apparently there. Nice. That is that. A bit of a spicy one, as you can see, but throwables and stuff obviously do make that a lot easier. And if you can keep the acid status ailment on the enemies, that does help out. If you can keep like them on fire and stuff, obviously that does help out as well. But yeah, a bit of a spicy one there. Use the environment to your advantage, so get behind these things if you want to avoid that dude's sort of like wave attack. You want to be getting behind those. But yeah, if you've got any questions and stuff about that one, then feel free to ask in the comments and I'll help the best that I can do. So moving forward, we've got like a quest line to do here. I've got quite a lot of notes for this one because there's quite a lot of stuff that we need to do now with like lion, different options and stuff like that. So we have like the fake Alidoro here. So this is somebody, in terms of the story and stuff, this person actually killed Alidoro and then like stole his identity essentially. So just need to remember what we do here. Let's have a look. So he's betrayed the hotel, Alidoro's identity. It's going to span through that. And then we have the option to attack Alidoro. So we are actually going to do that on this playthrough. So we are going to press attack Alidoro and then attack. So that's that. We get a record, we get some humanity points, we get a cryptic vessel, all that good stuff. So that was essentially somebody that faked Alidoro's identity there. So that is that. I don't think there's anything else too crazy here, but we do need to go back to the hotel because we've got more stuff. After that boss fight, it triggers like quite a major game update in terms of the game story and stuff. Everything, you know, progresses forward there. I might do that before we actually. I think we should be good. I'll just jump onto the submarine and then we'll go from there. In fact, no I won't, because I think it takes a little while to get to the Stargazer. We'll come back to that in just one sec, because the last Stargazer was just that boss fight anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, just going back to that boss fight again, like I said, they're all classed as human enemies. Use the puppet string if you want to kind of like, you know, jump up into the air. The puppet string can also like cancel certain attacks that the enemies do, which obviously can be very useful as well. But yeah, like I say, if you've got any questions and stuff, then feel free to let me know. Right, check notes here. There's loads of stuff that we need to do. So I think we talked to Vanini, and the lie here is I couldn't hear, but I don't know if that's. Let's have a look.
I can hardly believe it, but the ergo readings no doubt. No doubt. Okay. The this is beyond. I did the best I could to decipher the.
Oh yeah, so we get a message.
Did you hear that? The last part sound. Tell me you heard it. What or who was behind the frame?
So the lie is I couldn't hear. So we're going to go for the lie. I couldn't hear. So that's the lie there. That's humanity points gained. We get you feel warmth. I think there's another lie straight away. So we've also got a cryptic vessel. So let's smash through the cryptic vessel. Decipher that bad boy. We've got a bunch of cryptic vessels now. So this cryptic vessel, I think this triggers what's about to happen just behind us. So spam through that. Okay, so that is that. And then we've got another lie straight away, which is over here. So let's have a look what the options are here. So we need to say the lie is I think he was just a talented stalker. So I think he was just a talented stalker.
The fake one wouldn't dare hurt someone like And now I'm
There we go. So you feel warmth. We've got some humanity points again. So that is that. Do the old faithful, stand still for a sec, get the fable bars. Love that trick. Makes boss fights so much easier, it's insane. But yeah, other than that, let's add shop goods. We got some stuff to hand over here. Increase the shop, expand the shop, sorry. Normal weapons, normal weapon available here. We've got some extra liners. Some amulets. So realistically we do need the liners pretty much all the time. So yeah, we probably should grab those. This perfect grindstone is also really good. Like, it will just make you perfect parry all the time for a temporary time period. So you basically just use it, hold down block. Every single block that you do during that temporary buff will all be a perfect parry, which is really useful in certain bosses and certain situations. So I probably won't be using it on this walkthrough because I used it on my first playthrough and it is useful for certain things. So I would recommend grabbing that bad boy. But I'm not sure if we shall use it in this walkthrough. I guess we'll find out as we go. Just for good measure here, I'm going to get the amulets just because I feel like getting the amulets. What else we got here? So a bunch of stuff going off. We've got, is that Vanini again? On the Stargazer there?
You may not be aware, but I know
King of Puppets message. So I think we can listen to that here. If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, play the King of Puppets message. You feel warmth. So you get some more humanity points for listening to that message. What else we got? We'll save that puppet for now.
no matter what fate's welcome.
I think that's that. Don't buy your abrasives from this guy. Make sure to buy your abrasives from the cheaper place at Malum District. Save your cash. We've also got this guy who now replaces Alidoro.
Hey, I've been like
Oops, I didn't mean to buy that. But yeah, I don't think, as far as I remember, I don't really buy anything else from here, so I might actually use the boss Ergo for like actual Ergo. So if you wasn't aware, you can use the boss Ergo, although it's not really recommended to do so. You can actually use it from here. Like, just use these. Like, this one would give us 10,000 Ergo, this would give us 5,000, and stuff like that. But we'll just hang on to that for now, in case we need it for any reason. So yeah, that's that guy. Don't worry about actually, killing Alidoro like we did earlier, because that guy replaces him. So you can still get access to the boss weapons and all that good stuff. So that's that. Have we got any quartz? We've got 1 quartz, and the golden coins are about ready to be picked. Let's go do that. Also, Video Game Warriors, don't forget that I have like 1,200 guides on my YouTube channel just like this. I've done hundreds of videos, 1,200 videos to be precise. Loads of different games, boss guides. I've done commentary walkthroughs like this. I've done beginners guides, hints, tips and tricks videos, boss guides like specifically just for bosses. We're going to get a couple of those for like specific bosses. If you wanted to, I could also do like specific bosses for Lies of P, like separate videos for each boss. Because there is a boss rematch mode, so I probably would just use the boss rematch mode and just drop in and do a quick boss battle. Just gonna pop this tree a quick booster so we can get some more gold coins and stuff. But yeah, let me know if boss guides, like specific boss guides, would be any use to you. Like I say, I would probably just drop in and use boss rematch mode you know, it would be me just sat here fighting a boss in one quick take. So that's that. I don't think there's anything else too crazy here. We're going to whip out the old P and then upgrade it. So P organ, we've got 1 quartz. We probably should work our way towards something a bit beefier down here. So guard regain 2 is really useful. I probably won't be using Legion arm slots, to be totally fair. Staggerable window is also really useful. Amulet slots 2 is also insanely useful. Special grindstone, in fact, I've decided already. I think we'll go for... Yeah, I think we'll go for special grindstones. We've got auto charge pulse cells when discharged. That's ridiculously useful. What else we got? I think we'll go for that. Have a look what else we've got. Increase weapon recovery speed. Yeah, let's go for... Did we get one that was like increased special grindstone duration? I think we did at some point. Although I can't remember which one it was. Perhaps not. Oh yeah, special grindstone effect duration 1. Have we got that for... Is there a 2? Maybe not. Anyway, I'm going to go for this one here. So auto charge pulse cells when discharged. That basically, so if you run out of pulse cells, the last one will kind of like start building itself up automatically, so you don't have to attack enemies anymore to build up the pulse cell. It will just automatically charge itself up, which is really useful. You could even go AFK if you wanted to. Like if you was fighting through an area and you wanted that last pulse cell to come back, you could just go AFK. So we do have that cryptic vessel to do as well. I think we'll head towards the final place. So let's go back here. And we do have cryptic vessel to, like an area for a cryptic vessel to go check out, which is quite useful. I'm pretty sure there's probably at least 2 quartz in there, maybe even 3 quartz. Let's rock and roll. So yeah, we're heading towards the seaside. Let's go. And this is kind of like the final area of the game. We're also going to unlock the ergo farming section as well. Head down here. This sort of final area can take a while. To be totally fair, it's quite a large area and you have to like climb up a massive tower. But we'll crack through it together, video game warriors. So all we've got to do here is just pull this bad boy. Just going to skip this. And we'll hop on. This will take us to the final section. But yeah, if you are enjoying these videos and stuff, video game warriors, then do please pop the video a like. I'll be very, very grateful. Hopefully you're enjoying Lies of P so far. Hopefully you're enjoying this series so far. If you've got this far in the series, I just want to say a massive thank you to you, because you've dedicated and smashed through all those videos. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are in the final place. Well, final place of the base game. So Sophia is here. Basically, I'm just going to spam through these dialogue options real quick. So that's that. That's that exhausted. That's that exhausted. Nice. Cool. That's that for now. So Sophia, in terms of the story here, Sophia is basically saying that like the Sophia that we have been kind of like speaking to is like not the actual proper like physical version of Sophia, so she's kind of like projecting herself. You can talk to these to get like little memory flashbacks and stuff. This is like a little bit of story stuff here, and you get items as well if you spam through these. Well, if you just listen to them generally, you don't have to actually spam through them, you can just listen to them as well if you want to. So these kind of memories and stuff are quite important to the story. It is kind of like weaving in the story as we progress through it. There's a bunch of items kind of like knocking about as we progress. These memories can also change a little bit, so if you complete the DLC first before going through this section, I'm pretty sure that these memories can change a little bit. But yeah, I tend to do this bit first and then do the DLC after. Should grab this. And I think in the DLC they also kind of like double down on the story, because they kind of tell a little bit of a story in the base game, but they don't really do much of it. They kind of like do it a little bit. There's an item over here as well. But then in the DLC they kind of just go all out and just like, right, okay, let's just tell the whole story. There's a few cutscenes and stuff that kind of like help get you into the storyline a bit more. And I actually really like what they've done with this game, so I'm quite looking forward to the next one. Lies of somebody else, perhaps, if that's what they decide to go for. I'm not sure if there's an item over there, or I'm just seeing things. I think I'm just seeing things. No, I'm not. There is actually an item. So lots and lots of ergo fragments here. This is like the game developers' way of saying, you know, please level up. At this point, there's loads of ergo fragments. Weapon upgrade materials. It's essentially the game developers saying, like, please make your character strong. At this point. So grab that. Got some humanity points there as well. Nice. I think that's most of that. Might as well grab that one over there as well. We'll grab the Stargazer. So yeah, basically what we have to do now is climb up this massive tower, but we also have to do that cryptic vessel as well. So we'll be cracking through that. Other than that, video game warriors, I think for this particular episode we shall wrap up here. Thank you very much for watching. Please pop the video a like, and I'll see you in the next episode.